Kristen, you went to Carolina, is that right?
Oh, I went to UNC Wilmington.
UNC
so
Wilmington.
Carolina family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what did you study at Wilmington? Was it something pertaining to what you're doing now with Beaufort Wine and Food, or?
Yeah. So I was a double major and I went to the Cameron School of Business with marketing and management.
Cool.
So going into event management and in that world just kind of streamlined. And I was at the Carolina Inn. So
Yes,
UNC
okay.
for the past 10 years. So
That's awesome. Okay. I knew there was a Carolina connection with you. I remember chatting with Brooke, who we're both Phoenixes.
Yes, Phoenix.
We both went to,
fellow Phoenix.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, we're so excited that you guys are here. Good morning, Mary Cheatham. Good morning to you too.
Good morning.
Good morning. I know we always talk about wanting to have a theme song for one of these, maybe one day.
We gotta do it.
But not today. All right, y'all. Well, it looks like we are good to go, and we're excited to introduce two lovely ladies this morning. And Mary Cheatham, feel free to take it away.
Thank you. I'd be delighted. So,
Great.
guys, we have got Brooke and Kristen here from Beaufort Wine and Food. And I don't know if you guys have ever attended Beaufort Wine and Food, but it's always such a fun weekend. They actually have expanded their events so that there are more things that are happening year round. And I can tell you that I just recently attended, Meg and I just attended our first Beaufort Wine and Food event since COVID. And it just had the best energy.
It was awesome.
So much fun. And I'm convinced, not only, of course, it was at Beaufort Grocery, which is always fun, but I'm convinced that Brooke and Kristen were kind of the game changers, that they brought such fabulous energy to it. It was so much fun.
Agree.
And so I'm just really excited about this change, guys, and we're thrilled to be here with y'all. So the plan for today is just to introduce you guys to Brooke and Kristen, who are so awesome and such great additions to our community and to Beaufort Wine and Food, and just to kind of share some things with you guys about what kind of the what's behind Beaufort Wine and Food. I think that's something that I'm just learning a lot more about, and I'm thrilled to learn about. And also, y'all, we have the scoop on some upcoming things. They're having a really cool event in October. So ladies, we're really excited to be with y'all this morning.
yeah, we're excited to be here.
Thank you. Yay. So I think let's hop right in. I think one of the things I want to make sure people understand about Beaufort Wine and Food is the giving back aspect. What can y'all tell us about that?
Well, I would say when Kristen and I were both kind of approached to put our name in the hat for this role, it wasn't something we were maybe necessarily looking for, but the opportunity came to us. And when they kind of came to us with the idea of, hey, girls, you get to use some of your skills that you've had in the past and used in the past in the working world and non-working world. You get to be creative. You get to bring in really fun culinary talent and come up with great events and parties for people to enjoy. And the best part is all funds raised are going right back into the Carteret County community. We were just, how can you say no to that opportunity? You can't say no to that opportunity.
No, absolutely. So where do they go? Where do the funds go, guys?
Yeah.
So, and since our existence, we have raised over $750,000 that we have given back directly into the community. And we have partnerships with organizations all over town. We have a strong partnership with the Salvation Army, which we helped fulfill the project of a new commercial kitchen that they use in times of disaster and just in times of need to be able to produce 1,500 meals a day to give out. Some of our other partnerships.
The community college.
College is one we're really proud of.
Recently gave a really large donation for their new facility for their culinary program. So there's a fabulous patio on the back porch from Beaufort Wine and Food. We've also given to Harborside Park here in downtown Beaufort, which is right there next to the Watercraft Center, which is an amazing addition to the waterfront. So you can sit out there and enjoy that beautiful view all at the same time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, is it just a quick question? Is it only local nonprofits and charities that deal with culinary kind of endeavors, or is it everyone?
Not at all.
No, I would say our project and our mission is that we kind of split our projects into projects or initiatives that are going to lift up things in our community that have giant needs, and projects that are just going to enhance the daily lives of people that live in Carteret County.
Yeah.
So we range from the Broad Street Clinic, from really specific projects like the outdoor kitchen at the culinary school,
Cool.
to we've also done we've helped build the track at a local elementary school. So our projects vary, and that's actually really fun. And our board is always wanting us to come to them with a range of projects. And one of the first things when we took this job is we made a meeting with Mayor Brett Newton, and we just sat down with him and said, hey, you've got a pulse on this community, especially this eastern side of the county. What's needed? Yeah. What are the needs?
Yeah.
That's so smart. Yeah, I love that. And I think the biggest thing, guys, is, so if you're attending an event that's Beaufort Wine and Food, number one, I can assure you, you're going to have a ball.
Yes.
You're going to have some amazing food and some delicious wines, and you're giving back to our community, which just, you kind of can't beat it, right? Yeah. So, okay. So COVID, I know we're still, gosh, and especially in this food and beverage industry, in which y'all are so, intertwined, I think people are still suffering there, and we're pulling out of it, right? And you guys are able to now stage and host these events that you're so well known for. So talk to us about how you're opening that back up. I know there's some smaller events that are going on, like the wine dinner that Meg and I were able to go to. And then tell us about kind of what's coming up this fall and what things look like for the spring.
Yeah, so we do have some smaller events that we created this year that were COVID friendly. Beaufort Grocery has been a great setting for that. So we have our next wine dinner at Beaufort Grocery in June.
Okay.
So we look forward to hopefully seeing you guys there at that. And so now that things are beginning to open back up, and hopefully we feel like we're going to be in a much better place come October with the vaccinations and everything lifting. And so that's why we are launching our Sip and See event weekend, October 7th through 10th. And so that will be a full weekend of larger scale events that we're going to kick off with Beaufort Wine and Food being back in action. So
That's awesome.
So y'all give us something, like what kind of events, like tastings or exhibitions or dinners or
so much fun.
anything. You got to give us some.
We've put our heart and soul into these events so far. So you're going to see some things that you haven't seen before from us. Some really high-end, fun events, things that are going to be very picture worthy.
Yes.
You'll want to be at these events. You'll want to get that picture taken. You'll want to taste this food. So maybe some dining outside, maybe very close to the water.
Yeah.
And
our waterfront in October down here in Beaufort is stunning and filled with boats from all over the country traveling. I guess they're going north to south in October. So we have some really exciting things planned, and taking some of the things about our organization's events in the past that have been so successful. And so taking some of those elements and then just adding some new things that we've kind of learned from pivoting during COVID, and just things that we think are going to bring people out.
And not your background too. I'm sure from your backgrounds too as well.
Yeah.
Colleague, your own personal stamp on it. And so in the meantime, guys, we've got these wine dinners, but then there are also some wine seminars. Is that right?
Yes.
And what are those about?
So when we have a wine seminar, these have been primarily at Beaufort Grocery, which we just have to mention a million times because they are such fantastic people. Wendy and Charles Park. If we ask anything for our organization, or do you think we could do this, or do you think this is something your restaurant would want to be involved in? We already know the answer before we ask, which is awesome. Yes, we want to be a part of this. So, and I would say our organization, when we had to really pivot and rethink how we could do, anything during this time, we came up with this concept, and Wendy really was a big part of it, of having 50 people wine dinners. And kind of what happens, and the process is really, really fun, and we've gotten to be a part of it. But Charles Park is obviously owner and one of the executive chefs at Beaufort Grocery. And he meets with one of our wine distributors, and they sit down, and the wine distributors say, these are our 5 wines we'd like to feature for the evening. These are great wines. They have gotten great feedback. People love these wines. So Charles, and I got to be at one, we sit around a table, and Charles they just are pouring the glasses of wine, and Charles is tasting them, and he has his notebook out.
That's
and he's
cool.
talking about the different notes of the wine.
You see the magic happen.
You see the magic happen, and he is
Cool.
creating this beautiful menu right there as we speak.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of the basis of the dinner. It's really beautiful, culinary creations by Charles, paired with fabulous wine. And when you're there, the wine is presented, and you learn a lot about the wine. You learn about the vineyard that it came from. You learn kind of personal backstories.
In a very fun learning
Yes.
day.
And I
And
thought
the best part about the wine dinners is that you get to purchase the wines at the end of the dinner. You get to select what wines, and we'll give you a call when it's ready, and you can come and pick it up.
And then you can impress everybody by throwing a dinner party with those wines and talk about the wines.
And pull your notes out. You can pull your notes out and say, do you not have notes of current?
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's great. Yeah.
And y'all know my favorite part of us going to the wine dinner, and all the following wine dinners and ones in the future, is that you guys are the ones serving. Like, I just thought that was so cool. Like,
it was cool.
You had your sleeves rolled up. You guys were talking to everyone.
I
thought that was a really cool part of it.
Everyone who's serving at those events are volunteers from our board, from our organization,
wives of people on our board.
People who are just really passionate about what we do and what we're there to do it for. And there's so many people who rally around our causes and the end purpose, and we get to have a lot of fun and eat great food and drink wine in the process. So it's not a bad gig.
So great. So, I mean, guys, as we're wrapping up here, what I can say to you folks who have joined us this morning, if you have not been to a Beaufort Wine and Food event in a while, you really need to hop on their website and check it out, because they've got great information about what's upcoming. And then, of course, heading into 2022, God, that's so crazy to think about. They'll be going back to having the big Beaufort Wine and Food weekend that we all know and love, the 3rd weekend in April. So go ahead and mark your calendars for that. It's sure to be an extra special one for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is these 2 ladies who are with us right now. So guys, as we're wrapping up, Meg, would you please ask Brooke and Kristen our favorite question?
I sure will. And y'all, I don't know if you've heard this question before, but we did not come up with it. I wish we did. It comes from a podcast that both Mary Cheatham and I listened to by Jen Hatmaker. And she asked all of her guests this question. So we want to ask you guys each, what is saving your life right now? It's essentially what are
okay. I think I'm a mother of 3 little boys. And I will say part of why we chose Carteret County to live and raise our family is this is a wonderful place to raise kids. And I would say specifically what I'm grateful for lately is during COVID, Ann Street, specifically Julia Royal, stepped up to the plate. And anytime the kids had to be out of school because of COVID restrictions or things were changed, she made those kids' lives fantastic. She created programming when kids had to be out of school. She's created this after school program. I would say when people close their doors and shut things up for children, sports teams, camps, that sort of thing, Julia Royal opened the doors at Ann Street Methodist Church in Beaufort and just said, what can we do for these families? What can we do for these people? So I am extremely grateful for Julia Royal specifically and Ann Street.
I did too, Brooke. That was good. And I love a good shout out. That's really good.
She deserves a lot of shout outs.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Brooke and I both came to Beaufort during COVID, and I have 2 girls as well, one school age, one in daycare. And again, going from an online strictly situation to coming to a town where we actually did have the option to go to school. And, that was something I was very concerned about coming to the area, that my girls would have a really great educational future. And Beaufort Elementary and Karen Wood and Kayla Walton, who is my daughter's first grade teacher, I feel like they're family. I mean, they took us in, they made us feel amazing. And honestly, the education that our kids are receiving is top notch. And we feel like we're just in the best place possible during what could have been a really difficult time. We have found light at the end of this COVID tunnel that has been so bright for both of our families.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Mary Cheatham, are you over there crying?
It's so good. I know that this is really good, y'all. This is really good. I mean, and I know that typically this is not the way we do this, but I want to say while Brooke and Kristen are on here, it's funny because they just made me realize what's saving my life. And what I'm grateful for is it's so fun to see your move to Carteret County through your fresh eyes, because that's what I hear, not to detract from these incredibly special people that you've referenced, because those are incredible humans. And some of the magic of that I hear in your voices is Carteret County. And so it's so much fun to hear it through your eyes. So I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to see it freshly through you guys. And so thank you.
Yeah, I agree. Yay. Well, y'all, thank you guys so much for being here. And we will post the link to your website in the comments so folks can visit and peruse for themselves. And y'all, if we've said it 400 times, but go to a wine dinner or multiple, go and participate in the October events. We promise it is so much fun. So thank y'all for being here.
Back. It's a win-win. You're giving back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good one.
Great to be with y'all. Happy Friday. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.